So, first game of the semi-final, because there weren't enough people for a quarter-final, against Rina, and she's got a Mega Altaria team instead of the normal Salamence Mega Kangaskhan team she was using last time. So here, her Intimidate goes first, which either it says it's a Speed tie or it's a Choice Scarf Landorus. So I want to get my Tailwind up straight away, because then I'll be outspeeding everything. So, going to switch out Landorus. It's got its Intimidate against the opponent's Landorus. I'm going to bring in Heatran, because there's no chance of an Earthquake coming, because Altaria is going to Mega Evolve, making Earthquake hit it, and I have my own Landorus out, so Heatran was very safe switch, bringing it in to resist the Fairy moves. Landorus is going to U-turn. That could mean Choice Scarf, because pretty much all the Choice Scarf ones will U-turn out against an opposing Landorus. So in comes Vanessa, the Virizion, and I'm going to get my Tailwind up, outspeeding all of her Pokemon. However, I do suspect that the Altaria carries Tailwind itself, because that is kind of a standard move on it, but the Hyper Voice plus the U-turn doesn't quite activate my Citrus Berry, which is quite annoying. So she's going to protect her Virizion. I'm going to substitute, because I can get a free substitute. If the Vanessa, the Virizion, decides to close combat the Heatran, then I will just be able to Ice Beam it. So that's why I went for the Ice Beam onto the Virizion, because the close combat drop would, well, actually no, I would outspeed it first, so it would just have done good damage. And she does get her own Tailwind up, which I suspected. So now I'm going to switch in my Venusaur to resist the Fairy move and the Grass move. So here comes the Leaf Blade. Not even Mega Evolved yet, critical hit, and it only does that much damage. So that's really nice, and it does show the Life Orb. And here comes the Heat Wave, missing the Virizion, which is the main target, which is a shame. So only doing a little bit of chip to the Altaria. Not that much, but anything's good. And here's the Hyper Voice going behind the substitute. Not doing much to either of my Pokemon because they both resist it. So she's going to switch out the Altaria because it can't really do much in this situation. And she's going to bring back in the Landorus. It's going to be a useless Intimidate because no one runs Petal Blizzard Venusaur, do they? So yeah, I'm going to Mega Evolve, waste some more time. With a nice shiny Mega Venusaur. There we go. So here, she's going to Stone Edge rather than close combat, so that her defenses weren't decreased, which is a good play, but the Stone Edge misses, which is unfortunate, because close combat would have meant the Heat Wave did knock out the Virizion. So Stone Edge was a clever play, it's a shame it didn't work out. And I'm going to Sludge Bomb what was the Altaria, but I get the poison on the Landorus, which I will definitely take. Because now, Giga Drain plus poison should knock out the Landorus. And the damage probably indicates Assault Vest. So that was some good information there. I'm going to protect my Heatran and I'm going to protect my Venusaur because she could very easily protect her Virizion and Earthquake, but here she does Earthquake, but she doesn't protect Virizion, which is wonderful because she's just going to Earthquake herself, and because of Virizion's low base defenses, it's going to KO itself. So that was a really nice turn. I was basically just getting rid of her own Protect so she wouldn't be able to Earthquake next to herself, and she ends up doing it anyway, so that's really nice. And here is the Ditto. Wonderful. It's going to copy my Mega Venusaur. It's a shame it wasn't on the other slot, because then it wouldn't have been able to transform because of the substitute. But it's a Mega Venusaur now. Here comes the Rock Slide. It's going to flinch everything. And it does show me that it's not Choice Scarfed because it switched moves. So that's definitely confirmed the Assault Vest there. Heat Wave. It's going to knock out this Landorus. Probably was out of range before the poison because of the Assault Vest, but it's going to do a good chunk to Venusaur, and she's going to at least Speed Tie with me. I don't know if she's the Choice Scarf Ditto yet, because confirmed no Choice Scarf on Landorus, could be a Choice Scarf Ditto, but here we go. Here comes the Altaria, down to her last two. Earth Power onto the Altaria because I don't want to miss Heat Wave, and Earth Power will do a lot more than Heat Wave would do. Here comes Hyper Voice. Don't think it'll knock out Venusaur from there, and leaves me on 5 HP. I win the Speed Tie here, so it's confirmed no Choice Scarf on Ditto, and Sludge Bomb is enough to KO Altaria. So I'm just left against my own Mega Venusaur, and it's going to go for the Leech Seed rather than the Sludge Bomb onto my Venusaur. So I've pretty much locked down this game now, because I'll just be able to chip at the Venusaur, and I can just switch out Heatran, get rid of the Leech Seed, into Suicune. It can't really do that much to Mega Venusaur, but getting rid of the Leech Seed is the most important bit, because Heatran can outspeed, get a Heat Wave, and it'll do a huge chunk. So in comes Suicune, and I'm going to go for my own Sludge Bomb here, and I believe I win the speed tie here. Yep, so I win the speed tie, get a huge chunk before she KOs me. Didn't really matter if she won the speed tie, because Ice Beam plus Heat Wave would probably get the KO, because Heat Wave would be single target. So I'm going to take the first game in this semi-final, which is really nice. It was awesome to see the Ditto. I don't think I've ever actually played a Ditto before, so maybe on Showdown, but yeah, definitely not in a tournament. So that was really cool. So there we go, game 1. On to